Here, I'm going to try to show you how to assemble like at least the first rotor. So I'm going to place all the parts on here that I want all at the same time. So I'm going to get clear 8, 9. I'll put that on there. I'm going to put on a clear 7 and 10. I'm going to put on the red 3 and 4. And I'm going to put on the clear 12. Okay, and you'll notice when they're on here that I can move each of them around individually. What you want to normally do is you want to ground a part so that you can build everything off of. So this one right here is my back piece. I'm going to ground it. So I right click on it and I click grounded. When I do that, you'll notice over here now there's a thumbtack right on that part. That means it's stuck, push pinned, it's grounded, and now I see I can't move it around. I can move the other ones, but I can't move this one around. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to try to attach these two. So I have a pin, and I need to. It's hard to see when these are clear to mess up. So there's a pin right there, and I'm going to come up to constrain. I'm going to click on the insert, and I'm going to come down on there. I don't want to be on the edge. I want to be on the back edge because I want that to go all the way, that circle to go all the way in. So I'm going to click. If you hover over it too long, you get something else. So I'm going to click on that, and then come over here and let's see if I do it on this side, it'll flip it around, so that's fine. Click that. Okay, it goes in. Apply that. Okay, the other way that we're going to have to do this is a little tricky. Because I can't just come over here and constrain this other one. It doesn't work quite right that way. Let me rotate it around here and make sure that's all the way flush there. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go to clear part here. I'm going to open this up, go to the origin, and I'm going to get this plane here that's going through there, and I'm going to right click and make it visible. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to constrain. I'm going to do what we call an angle constraint. I'm going to click this first button here. And then I can choose two planes that I want to be always lined up. So I'm going to choose this plane on that part, and this plane actually is pointing that way. I'm going to rotate it over here and click on this part. And so it's 0 degrees between that surface and that surface. So that means those surfaces are going to be lined up. And so this thing won't be able to swing back and forth anymore. So that's good. Apply it. And that's done. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to turn that work plane back off. Okay. Alright, so now if I grab onto this, I can't pull it off. It's grounded with the other thing now. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to look at these two things here. And I want to take this and I want to insert it inside this hole here. But this is tricky because this thing is not in the center. So I don't want to insert this in the hole. I want to actually insert the center of this circle in the hole. So I'm going to go up to constrain. I'm going to do the insert. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click on that red circle and see where it puts a line up here. So if I go and click on this one, it puts an axis up through the middle of that thing. I don't want that in the center, because that's going to be off center. I want to click this one. I got a different axis, and I can come down in here, and where's this surface going to sit on? It's going to sit right here on this right here. So I'm going to click that, and that'll pop that in there, and I'll click apply. Now you'll notice though I can still move this whole thing around. If I grab on to the blue, let's see here. It's not spinning around the way I thought it was supposed to. Things happen different all the time. Let's see. There we go. I just had to get out of there. I was still trying to constrain stuff. So I can move this around, you see, and if I grab the red, I can bring it around. But if I grab the blue, see, it's spinning and like that, which is fine. Okay, but this is all not grounded together. So, okay, so now we need to get this thing into here. So I'm going to try to set it, you know, if I can get this kind of spun around to the bottom and that point is up there like this. First thing I can do is I can see if I rotate this around here. I can take this and I can put it through the hole, but I can't insert it because I can't get any face that I want to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mate. I'm just going to constrain, keep it on mate, and I'm going to come down here and get it so that I have the axle, just the axis of that right there. And I'm going to mate that axis with, if I can do it, if I can get it here, right there, that axis, and apply that. Okay, now it's not all the way down in there, and it won't be because I could actually, you know, I grab onto it and I'll get rid of this. I can grab onto this and actually pull it out, but see, it's along that axis. So we are going to pull it out here a little ways, and we're going to do another constraint, and we're going to do just a mate. I'm going to do that surface and that surface right there. Okay, so now I won't be able to pull it out there, but I still can rotate around in here and stuff. Okay, let's orient this kind of how we are wanting it. Let's see, so like this, and we kind of need, get rid of that. I need it up like this. View, turn shadows on so you can see things better. It's always a little easier to see things better with the shadows on. Okay, so what I want to do here is let's see, so I got this thing moving around here like this. I want to make sure that this is vertically aligned here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to assemble here. I'm going to come down here to let's see, constrain, and I'm doing angle constraint. Let's see here. I'm going to do an angle constraint. I'm going to leave it on this third thing here. And I'm going to come here and I'm going to select like this side here and select this side here. And then come back and select this side here again. Okay? And what that's going to do is that's going to line up this and line up that 0 degrees the way I want it to. And I can click apply. And I hit escape, and you'll see that I can't turn that anymore. Now the red one still turns around, but I can't turn that blue one. Okay, so one thing I wanted to do before I did that, let's go back up to that. That was this one here. So let's right click on that and edit it, and I want to name this one. I'm going to call this turn. Okay, and the reason I want that here is that's where I'm going to go, and I'm going to eventually use that to actually make this whole thing move. So I'm going to be able to turn this thing, animate it so it's turning all by itself. And you'd say, well, I can't do it now because you've actually locked it in to be 0 degrees with this plane. Well, what I'm going to, what I can do is eventually I can drive this particular constraint, and which means I can start at 0 degrees, but I can say let's go up to like 1200 degrees and increment by 1 degree, so it'll just start slowly turning it around. In fact, let's go ahead and look at that. So if I right click on turn, and you'll see underneath the constraint there's a drive, and I can drive the constraint. I'm going to click on this little button here and see that I'm incrementing by 1 degree. And I'm going to go from 0 up to 360 degrees would turn it around once. So let's go 3600, that should turn it around 10 times. And I click on the arrow, and you see the blue thing is moving around. Now the problem here still is the red thing should also be kind of rotating, and it's not right now. So I mean, this thing can't come out through the sides like that. But the blue thing is rotating like it should be. I can click this and start it again, and if we wanted to go faster, we could do like 10-degree increments. So it'll jump 10 degrees at a time. That makes it go a lot faster. Start, and there it goes, spinning around. Okay, that's good. Now, one thing I want to do now, though, is I need to fix this red thing. So I'm going to go to the red part. I'm going to go to the red part here. Go on the origin. I'm going to look at this YZ plane. It goes right up through the middle. I'm going to right-click on that and make that visible. Okay, and right there. Okay, so what I want to do also is I'm going to actually constrain it vertically to the side also. So I'm going to do constrain angle. I'm going to come over here and hit that, and then hit that, and then come back here and hit that again. 0 degrees, and I'm going to click apply on that. Okay. Good. All right. So now that that's gonna, if I'm moving it, it's moving with that. So I want to be able to, when this, I can only drive one constraint. So if I want to drive this one and it's going around, I actually want this thing to be going also. Now this is tricky because if this thing goes around once, the red thing can't go around once either, because that means this point and this handle would always be lined up, right? Now if that happens and it turns around, that point is going to come out here and go through this. So what needs to happen is, when this point gets all the way around, this next point will have moved into that position. So this red triangle actually will move around once when this thing is moved around 3 times. So here's the trick. So if you can only drive one constraint at a time, you're going to come up to manage parameters, and this is all the parameters. You're going to learn about this in the next unit that we have in here. So this one here was the one that I just did. That's my turn. So I can come here and I can call it turn. This one here is the one we just did with the red triangle. So I'm going to call that rotor. And I lined it up 0 degrees. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually say turn, whatever the turn angle is, and if it starts at 0, then that's good, divided by, and I can go ahead and come here and see, whoops. So I'm going to do right here, I'm going to do turn divided by 3. So if the blue thing turns around one time, 360 degrees, then the red thing will turn around 120 degrees, which is exactly what we want to have happen. So I'm doing an equation here to do this one. So when I drive the turn, it'll also drive the rotor, but not as fast. It'll just be 1/3 as fast. So I can click done there. That didn't work. I need to come here and I need to reset this, I think. Drive, I should always reset it back to 0. And click OK. And then red parts. I'm going to have to do it again, I guess. Rats. Constrain. Angle constraint. We're going to click this side, that plane, this side. That flipped it. I don't want that to happen. That's very unfortunate. So cancel that. Let's try it again. Constrain, angle. Yeah, it's pointing the other way, so I don't want to use that one. Let's go over here to the other side and constrain it along this side. And it's pointing the same way, so that's good. Go on that, 0 degrees. Okay, so I want this to be 0 degrees, and I'm locking it in here. So I'm going to click apply on that. Okay, and then if I come up to manage, I know this is probably getting complicated, parameters, let's see, this is my new one, rotor. Let's call that D12. We'll call this one rotor. This one should be turn divided by 3. Oh, that would be 0. Done. Okay. And let's see, moment of truth. So now if I come here and see, I guess I delete that one. I don't need that one. Delete that one. Okay, so just to show we got here, come back to parameters. I have the turn, which was constrained between this side and this side, and I did it at 0 degrees, and I labeled it turn, and then I constrained between the side, the other side actually, and this plane for the red triangle. But I made that be turn divided by 3. So right now, this is lined up with this side at 0 degrees, so the rotor would be the turn 0 degrees divided by 3, which would also be 0 degrees, and this is lined up also with the side. But if I can now drive this turn constraint, as this starts going through the angle, then the rotor will also turn at 1/3 of the angle the whole time. And it should theoretically work. So we're going to come to turn. We're going to drive it. Let's make this really big, 12,000. Let's just do 5 degrees increments and try it out. There it goes. And you'll see, let's go ahead and slow it down so you can really see it. So, I'll turn it around here a little bit. Okay, so you'll see that as this point, watch the point as it goes around, goes there and then it pulls out and right back in. So it totally misses the side, and so this is a 3-chamber combustion. So right here it's pulling the fuel in, right here on this one, and then as it, I think I have this all backwards. So if it comes down here, there we go. Then right here it would combust and come up here, and then you'd have exhaust going out, and we can make it go a lot faster and maybe more impressive. Okay, so then I clicked on an axis somewhere. We can also let's see, when I do that drive, I should always click it back. Okay, the red part still has a axis on, so I can click visibility and get rid of that. There we go. Okay, so maybe one more time, right click on the turn and drive it, and there it goes. Okay, so if you want to, then you could put on, another empty chamber, smaller chamber, and then a bigger chamber just like this, and then try to mate it right on the axis. And to get it to turn, you still have to have it, be turn divided by 3, and keep going and see if you can get the fan to go and everything else. I know that's kind of complicated, so if you can get that far, I guess that's probably pretty good. So good luck.